Good morning. Today is Thursday, March 26, 2026, and we are on record with the Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 2025-010 for parcel number 58404-1900530000, represented by Rocky Butte Land and Cattle LLC, Colvin and Hallett Inc., and Jason Harn, who is in attendance online. The assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is in attendance. Please silence your cell phones and note that these hearings are being recorded and will be published to YouTube once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
Yeah, silence my cell phone. I forgot to do that earlier. The hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. Reminder, this relates to the assessed value of your property, not your property taxes. Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are three citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is comprised of myself, Jim Brakewell, as chair, Jerry Gingrich as vice chair, and Marge Steinmetz as a member. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. So both the appellant and the assessor's representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
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 I
You
did.
say yes.
Okay. The appellant will go first and present any testimony, then will be followed by the appraiser. Go ahead, Mr. Harn.
Good morning, board members. I'm going to make this as brief as possible. The petition, taxpayer's petition speaks for itself. What the tax assessor's office has done here and has done here for a number of years. I think this is the fourth time that I've gone around on this case with you all. It's blatantly unconstitutional against statutory law. Property tax is predicated under the Constitution, under Article 7 of the Constitution of Washington, to be based on ownership. You can only tax a taxpayer based on the value of the property they actually own. And the Washington state case law is incredibly clear about what constitutes property of a lessor in a leasehold situation. My petition speaks at length about Washington case law, and it essentially boils down to, do the four corners of the lease agreement dictate who owns what? Because Washington case law makes clear that a lease contract can allocate ownership between the leasee and the leaseor of improvements on the land. And the four corners of the lease contract here, there is no reasonable alternative argument than to say that the trellising, the trees, and the irrigation systems, the drip systems on the land are the property of the lessee in this situation. The lessee rips out trees, makes modifications to the land as it sees fit. It's done that throughout the leasehold period. The taxpayer has no discretion, no say on when and where and why the leasee decides to turn over trees in its orchard. The bundle of sticks of ownership was just a core concept in property. Every single stick is held by the leasee. Presumably, the tax assessors are going to make an argument here, as they have in the past, about uniformity, essentially arguing that, hey, the tax assessor's office, this is how we do it for everybody. So uniformity is all that matters. And as long as we're doing it this way, everything is good. But that's that's just an argument that holds no water, because let's think about a kind of an analogous situation. Let's say the federal government, the IRS, comes in and says, you know what, the way we are going to levy income tax is you are going to pay the income tax on the income that your neighbor to the right made this year. And they say, you know, well, we do it to everybody. Everybody's paying for the income tax to the neighbor to the right. So what's the problem here? Well, the problem is it's not your income. A core concept of taxation, both constitutionally and in statutory law in the state of Washington, and just from pure common sense, is that you are only responsible for the tax owed on the property that is yours. And that is exactly, that's in opposite to what is happening here. In any argument about uniformity, the only when we talk about uniformity in property tax, what we're talking about is that the tax assessor has to, for instance, use the same valuation methodology for every taxpayer for which it has jurisdiction to tax. So they can't say, all right, well, in this instance, we're going to consider this apple tree to be worth $10, but over here on this farm, we're going to consider it to be worth $12. That's what uniformity in constitutional taxation is. Uniformity in taxation is not, we're going to tax everybody for property that's not theirs, so we're constitutionally sound. So the simple fact of the matter is it's just blatantly unconstitutional. It's against statutory law, and it's against just general common sense that someone should not have to pay the tax liability for someone else's property. And with that, if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm just going to touch on the valuation portion, as the case law and the statutory, all of that is really outside of my wheelhouse when it comes to the valuation. As seen on page 4 here, the sales of orchards in the subject neighborhood support a value of $21,809 per irrigated acre. In the subject currently has value of $10,500 per irrigated acre. So from a valuation standpoint, and that's what I'm looking at here, it does appear that the value is supported by the sales. So therefore, we are asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land, $1,166,209. Improvement value, $754,325, for a total assessed value of $1,920,534. That is all for me.
Mr. Harden, any rebuttal?
Just a slight rebuttal. We're not questioning the value of the land itself. What we're questioning is the inclusion of the improvements in the valuation, clearly. So in essence, what the tax assessor has done is almost doubled the taxpayer's tax bill by including $750,000 worth of value into their tax bill rather than taxing it to the appropriate party. And that's what the relief we are requesting is, just a readjustment of the valuation to not include the improvements, which are inarguably the property of someone else. And the assessor's office makes no argument that it's not.
Okay. Any rebuttal?
I have nothing further.
Okay. I don't have any.
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearing. The board will review all of the information provided, and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board order. All right. Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2026, and we are on record with the Grant County Board of Equalization for administrative hearings. First one we will be hearing is petition number 2025-067 for parcel number 41990-1505710000, represented by CNLI Igiwa LLC, Baker Tilly Advisory Group, Lisa Stark, who is not in attendance. The assessor's office for the entirety of the administrative hearings is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is in attendance. Please silence your cell phones and note these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to YouTube once the orders have been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearings are open.
The hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. Reminder, this relates to the assessed value of your property, not your property taxes. The Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are 3 citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is comprised of myself, Jim Brakefield as chair, Jerry Gingrich as vice chair, and Marge Steinmetz as member. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Since there is no appellant, does the assessor's representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right, the subject is an 18.77 acre master plan resort zone vacant lot. This is out at the Gorge in Quincy. On page 4, you'll see that due to the unique zoning of the subject property, there has not been any recent sales of comparable properties. Therefore, the land rate has not been updated. The last land-only sale of the subject was in 2000. That sale contained 23.6 acres and sold for $250,000, which is $10,593 per acre. The subject is currently valued at $4,524 per acre. The appellant states that the subject sale in 2022 was a bulk portfolio transaction of 249 diverse properties across the country and not reflective of market conditions. This vacant land sale was not adjusted based on that sale. Therefore, we're asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land $84,907, improvement 0, for a total assessed value of $84,907.
Okay. Mark? Okay.
The next petition we'll be hearing is petition number 2025-068 for parcel number 41991-1505-71001. Mr. Chair, it's yours.
Want me to reread this or?
No, just when you're ready to.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. This subject is a 27,443 square foot master plan resort zone vacant lot. Page 4, you see there the following sales are of vacant land zoned as master plan resorts. The average price is $1.39 per square foot, and the subject is currently valued at $1.17 per square foot. Once again, the appellant states that this was part of a bulk portfolio sale. However, this vacant land sale was not adjusted based on, or this vacant land was not adjusted based on said sale. Therefore, we're asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land $31,973, building 0, for a total assessed value of $31,973.
Mark? All right.
Okay. Next petition is petition number 2025-069 for parcel number 41993-1505-72001. Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
All right, the subject parcel is 24.13 acres, zone master plan resort. On this parcel, there are 18 buildings valued to include a stage, commercial kitchen, snack bars, dressing room, first aid station, and other miscellaneous buildings. Again, this is at the Gorge in Quincy here. For this one, on page 5, you will see the parcels included in the subject parcel was part of a 9-parcel sale on 3/22 of 2022 for $20,500,000. This sale was used to determine the market value of the subject property. And as seen, there is a breakdown of the parcels that were included in that sale and their assessed values. And then at the bottom there, total sales price of all of them. Our total assessed value for all the parcels together is $16,379,088. And again, the sales price was $20,500,000. Therefore, we're asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land, $110,239, building and structures, $5,895,898, for a total assessed value of $6,006,137.
Okay.
I actually do have a question, and this is more directed at the clerk. Is this, let me see to make sure I find it. The statement provided, or actually the assessee's authorization of tax agent, that's the only piece of evidence supplied by the taxpayer? For every one of these? In general?
If that's all that's.
Okay, nope,
attached,
that's,
let me-
thank you. That's all I had. I meant to ask it earlier.
Yes, I've confirmed. That is all that I've got. Okay. Then the next petition is petition number 2025-070 for parcel number 63160-201-5230001. Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
All right, this subject is a detached garage, farm utility building, and a double-wide manufactured home on a 3.42 acre master plan resort zoned lot in Quincy. Once again, on page 7, you'll see there that the subject was also part of that 9 parcel sale with the breakdown of the sale and all the assessed, or all the parcels assessed values. I have highlighted the subject there to show which one it is. With that, we're asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land, $53,201, building and structures, $409,171, for a total assessed value of $462,372.
Okay.
Next petition is petition number 2025-071 for parcel number 63161-2015-24000. Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
All right, this subject is 2 restroom buildings, 2 tool sheds, a campground, and a 74,000-gallon water tank on a 58.71 acre master planned zone lot in Quincy. Again, on page 5, part of a 9 parcel sale. As you'll see there, the assessed values and the total sale price there. And we're asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land, $124,081, building and structures, $1,787,675, for a total assessed value of $1,911,756.
Marge?
No.
I do have a question on
Yes,
this
sir.
one. And you haven't gotten to it yet, but there are several water towers, so we call them, as you describe in here. The 74,000-gallon water tank.
Correct.
So are these all in separate locations? All the water tanks in separate locations? Is that what I'm?
On this particular parcel, I have it as just valued as just one at 74,000. I am not sure if that's all of them added together
No,
to
no,
equal to
no,
74,000?
that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking
Okay.
if they're all separated by a distance, so that,
On different parcels?
yeah, because you have another parcel that I believe has 6 of them on it, and I was wondering if these are separated or somehow got put in and I don't even know how to ask it.
I get what you're saying.
okay.
This would be on this particular parcel. Those other ones will be on
Okay.
those particular parcels.
okay.
Yes, correct.
All right, and they're all valued thusly, I mean,
Yes, they're all valued as they lay.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge, they are valued on the separate parcels.
okay.
Correct.
All right, that's all I had.
The next petition we'll be hearing is petition number 2025-072 for parcel number 63163-2015240002.
All right, this subject is a tool shed, snack bar, farm implement building, and a mobile office on a 24.39 acre master planned zoned lot in Quincy. Once again, page 5 is the sales included in that 9 parcel sale. With that, we're asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land $89,799, building and structures $353,359, for a total assessed value of $443,158.
I do have a question. How is it that a relocatable or mobile office, as you stated, is being valued as an improvement?
So, good question. A relocatable office is a permanent, it was considered a permanent structure. So it's going to be typically it really depends, but a lot of times what they are is they can be a mobile home that's been converted into an office, but it's plumbed, it's got electricity, it's got skirting, it's a permanent structure on that parcel. It doesn't have a title, or it's not a mobile home that can be moved. Actually, now some of them are being built as a mobile office. So it can be moved just like a mobile home could be moved, or once it's set onto that property and it's considered a permanent structure, then it is valued on that parcel.
Okay, and I would never tell the assessor's office what to do, but that relocatable, in my mind, causes a lot of problems, because I could say my mobile home down at Crescent Bar is relocatable.
Right, and that does, we do have
Just
people who,
brought that up as a concern.
I understand.
Go ahead, sir.
The next petition is petition number 2025-073 for parcel number 63166-2015250001.
Go ahead.
All right, this subject is a snack bar and a general store on a 3.01 acre master plan zoned lot in Quincy. Once again, page 5 is the sales of all 9 parcels there. We are asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land $54,651, building and structure value $2,068,206, for a total assessed value of $2,122,857.
Okay, no.
Mark?
Next petition is petition number 2025-074 for parcel number 63167-2015250002.
Go ahead.
All right, the subject is a 56,628 square foot master plan resort zoned vacant lot. Page 4, the following sales are of vacant land zoned as master planned resorts. The average price is $1.39 per square foot, and the subject is currently valued at 74 cents per square foot. Therefore, we are asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land $41,975, building and structures $0, for a total assessed value of $41,975.
Jerry?
Nothing.
Marge?
Last petition is petition number 2025-075 for parcel number 63169-2015252004.
Okay.
This subject is an 87.3 acre master plan resort lot in Quincy. This parcel has 3 buildings and some miscellaneous structures, including some water tanks, an entry awning, and the Gold campground containing 2,068 spaces. This subject was also part of the 9 parcel sale, as you see on page 5 there. We are asking the board to sustain the current assessed value at land, $201,835, building structures, $5,072,118, for a total assessed value of $5,273,953.
Just a quick question regarding the Gourds. The Gold
Yes.
campground, that's the main general campground?
I
To the best of your
believe,
knowledge? Okay.
so. That's the one that's, let's see, to the north, I believe.
2,100 spots. That's
20,
gotta be the
yeah,
big one.
2,000
So that's all I needed.
spots.
Thank you.
Marge?
Okay, this concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization administrative hearings. The board will review all of the information provided, and board orders stating their decisions will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decisions, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board orders.